if you put your effort and all what you want to get done in your life. It's enjoying life, because this is what you've chosen because you love to do it. And like I said to you before many, many times, if you don't like it, get off the pot. Because it is really an intense kind of life. If you want to just go to work and punch in and clock out, it's fine. You could go find a job at HEB and you could probably do that. But majority of people, majority of you as individuals that I have, and I know Chef Cliff has looked at, really realize the passion that you all have to be in this business. You've got to have a passion for it. It's not an easy thing. It might fix you of what you want to deliver. It might fix things that some other people do that irritate you, but you're trying to make a difference. That's what the world is all about and what we love doing in our jobs. Kind of really important. And hopefully we learned a lot in the last 5 weeks. Yes, it's repetitive. I get it. I understand it. I know it. I know it. That's what somebody would say. I know it. You don't have to tell me. But the school requires restaurant ops as one of the subjects. And we're the fortunate ones to come and teach you how to do it. A little bit of it, because you do have to find trial and error yourself of making numbers work and how important numbers are to be successful. You can have all the passion you want, but you've got to sometimes survive and have numbers work. That's what it is. Really loved some of the thoughts yesterday. 5 blew me away in some aspects. Well done. And I do have to congratulate them. So today we are going to, I'm going to be going over some stuff today, but today is Jose, James, Roro, Delilah, and Matthew. That's the ones that are presenting today. So I'm looking forward to their way of interpreting what they would love to do. Can't wait. Cannot wait. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Is Andre, Ivan, Anthony, Randall is tomorrow, and Mia. So all of them are going to be presenting tomorrow on Thursday. Oh, on Wednesday, sorry. On Thursday, I have Kendricks, Gary, Rainey, and Nigel and Victoria. John, you're going to have to pick one of those days. Whatever day is good for you is good for us. Okay? Just let us know what day you'd be comfortable at it. And I have a couple of other people that really need to call in, and we set it up for you. But I want to make sure that the ones that really want to make sure that to get graded on, the big grade guys, because it's the final one. It's your final grade for the whole quarter or this semester to make it work. So I'm looking forward for today. Everybody knows what day they're going. Everybody knows what we got to get done. And so whoever would like to start first, if we need to make things work. James, you want to go first? Roro, are you here?
Sure, I can go first.
Right. I would absolutely love it. And Chef Cliff would too.
see. Do I still are the sharing the screen share ability? Is that still open, Chef?
I'm about to let me change that. Multiple participants, all participants. Multiple participants. Okay, now try to share.
Let's see.
You go to the share button. Yeah. There you go.
You see in my screen?
We are.
Oh. Okay.
Flying J Smokehouse.
Yep.
Wow.
Okay, so good morning. For those that don't know me, my name is James Francis. Okay, so my restaurant is called the Flying G Smokehouse and Barbecue. It's our family style. I mean, our restaurant style is going to be fashion casual. The reason I wanted to do this was for labor cost reasons. And you'll see on the menu how the menu's kind of conducive for more of a fast and casual style restaurant. So the menu layout is going to be an a la carte or family style menu. So you'll see there will be appetizers, large shareable items, then personable side items, desserts, and then beverages at the end. The starters you'll see, as you can kind of see right here, if you can start reading them, you can share them or not share them, was kind of my goal. My average food cost items are anywhere from 20 to 30% when you cost it out. When it comes to location, just because we are moving, me and my wife, I put our location out to where we're actually currently kind of moving towards that way. There's a few restaurants in this little plaza out there towards Belterra Village. So there's actually a barbecue place out there right now. So that would be interesting to see how that would actually happen.
Are you going to be in a restaurant or a trailer?
I'd like to do a restaurant, a fast and casual walk up and order restaurant. Yep.
I know. Sorry.
And this is obviously hoping that everything gets back to semi what was normal. So yeah, that's kind of the nitty gritty of it. So to just kind of walk you through my menu, starting with these three starters right here. So a BLT, but the tomato is going to be a fried green tomato. My goal is to have everything in house. So everything but the bread's essentially made in house. So cure our own bacon. Obviously smoke all of our own meats and stuff like that. So the BLT with in-house cured bacon, and then deep fried tomato, and then I wanted to put them on sliders, so put them on a Hawaiian King's roll with some garlic aioli, and I would serve those up in threes. So moving on, the crispy deviled eggs. Anyone that's been in our class has seen me do the deep fried deviled eggs. That's one of my favorite things to make. It's your classic deviled egg, but the white of the deviled egg is battered in panko and deep fried. And then top it with, again, that homemade bacon, and then what would be a homemade pickles, but it would be a homemade pickled jalapeno. So this is one of my favorite things also to make. That's pretty atypical that you'll see on a menu, but it's pigtails. So there's right at the connection of the pig on the back, kind of above the hams, is the actual tail. It's not like the curly kind of cartoon tail that we all think about, but it's like a great little unused piece of the pig that's really cheap, thinking about like a powerhouse item, or a workhorse item on the menu and stuff. So anyways, basically it's about the size, a little bit bigger than an iPhone, and it's pretty thick. Anyways, smoke that. It's fairly tough piece of meat. Smoke it for about 12 hours. and then lightly bread that and lightly fry it. And then we'll give you a choice of sauce there, whether it's a peach puree Memphis barbecue sauce, or a buffalo barbecue sauce that we'll have on the wings, that you'll see on the wings. That's going to be, so once they're sauced, we're going to top that with the pickled jalapeno, our dry rub that we'll put on the ribs, and then crushed pig skin for texture. So it's essentially kind of like buffalo wings, but just like pork instead of like chicken. So moving on to kind of, like I said, the family style. So this, again, would be, I'd encourage people to get it and have it more to like share. My thought was on the fast and casual style would be to have more like picnic benches. If anyone's ever been to Bangers, kind of something like that before the quarantine happened, long picnic benches, something kind of like that, but more fast and casual than with waiters. So anyway, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but I am originally from Memphis. So Memphis style barbecue is always something that's been really close to me. So that's the Memphis style whole hog. Basically take a whole hog and smoke it for, anywhere from 8 to 18 hours. And we'll chop that down and you can order it by the half pound, order it by the sandwich. Again, that'll be served with our pickles. And I like to serve our sauce on the side. I'm real big about not saucing people's meat. If you want to do that yourself, that's up to you. So any sauce at our restaurant we'll put on the side. Another big thing in Memphis that I grew up eating were the dry rub ribs. So that's on my menu. Memphis is known not necessarily for their sauce, but for the dry rub on their ribs. And I love getting a good smoke on a pair of ribs. So that's on there. Half and full rack ribs. I also wanted to put a full smoked bird on the menu. Again, just utilizing the smoker, ordering a whole bird or a half. Again, if you think about on a Saturday or Sunday going out with your friends, this is all encouraged to be, to be shared. So you could order a whole bird and a whole rack of ribs and get a few pitchers of beer and spend a pretty good afternoon at the location. Another big thing, I love smoked wings, so that's on the menu. I'm real big about not bogging down people with sauce decisions. So I stuck with one sauce, a spicy barbecue buffalo sauce. So essentially Memphis style barbecue sauce that we pump up with a little bit of a traditional buffalo sauce. I'm sorry, the vinegar, the barbecue spices and vinegar pumped up with a buffalo sauce. And the barbecue spices and vinegar is also what we dredge the whole hog in. So that's going to take us through the shareables, kind of the main menu items, kind of the side items right here. In-house pickled vegetables. I actually pickled some vegetables yesterday, which is really what kind of I've been on a pickling frenzy right now. So yeah, just anything pickled, anything from carrots to cauliflower to traditional pickles to pearl onions to green beans to broccoli, even broccoli. So anyways, I put that through that on the menu. Cast iron baked beans. The big thing here is the diced smoked poblanos with the diced bacon in the green beans. I love smoked poblanos in your baked beans. If you've never put poblanos, fire roasted poblanos in your baked beans, try it out. It's really good. So pig chips, just a cute name for spiraled potatoes, then deep fried. A really cool look. We kind of talked about the wow factor walking through a restaurant, Chef Pablo, and that's one of those things. It just looks cool walking to a table, really affordable. You can take 2 potatoes and spiral them out, deep fry them, and then put that, again, that dry rub seasoning on there. mac and cheese cups. So these are really cool, really easy to make too. Basically make little cups out of bacon. The way you do that is take muffin tins, turn them upside down, wrap your bacon on the outside of the muffin tins and bake it, and you'll have a little bacon cup. And then we'll put our Gruyere and cheddar mac and cheese baked inside, and we'll top that. A lot of people put panko on top of mac and cheese when they crisp it. We're gonna put crispy pig skins, so pork rinds. We're gonna crunch that on top. And then coming down to Chef Pablo's favorite, the desserts. We're gonna do homemade banana pudding. That's something that growing up was in every barbecue restaurant, a barbecue staple, fairly easy to make, fairly affordable to make, and always really good. And then one thing I've always wanted to do is kind of a pie of the month. So kind of whatever locally sourced good fruit is in season, whether it's peaches or blueberries or raspberries or whatever is in season, kind of do a local monthly pie, and people can come in either buy whole pies or buy the slice. And then one thing eventually, we talked about the liabilities, which really had me rethinking things. But eventually I want to really open up and do a lot through the beer and have a bunch of different taps. But I think through the menu, let's serve some food first and then tackle the beer later. But for beer, I would like to do my own home brews, and do pints and pitchers, as well as soft drinks. So that's the Flying G.
And I'm going to tell you something, sir. Looking at the menu, fabulous items for you because you're comfortable with it. That's what you love doing. Remember, you're representing yourself to make things work. I love the different descriptions. I think with you working in this industry and getting it, you get what I'm saying, of what people really want. And especially in Texas, barbecue. I mean, everybody wants a good barbecue, and people talk and people want to relate to what they want, and their feel good. Do you know what I'm really getting it to be a comfort level for me, really comfort level, but I don't want to sell you short. Some of your prices, even though that they're in the cost factor of 25%, you said, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
and most of them are closer to that 25%, not 30. Yeah.
Just remember that some of the items, if you look at the barbecue place that is really where you're thinking about wanting to go, make sure you go and eat in that area and look at the prices, because your prices really are really cheap.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're not. I'm priced rather. I'm priced fair. Yeah.
Well, you're priced too fair.
Right. Yeah. It's
yeah. And I'm just saying that not to say that, like Kimberly would said to me yesterday, you don't want to cheat them. You're not cheating them. You're in a business to make money. And if you have found a way that you're giving quality ingredients, quality service, you get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Quality, then I don't call that cheating. I'm calling that a smart man that runs a business.
Right, kind of pay for the experience and the food, not just the food.
Just not the food. Do you get what I'm saying? So
good point.
You're not cheating anybody. You're trying to make a living, wowing people to make it. I mean, if you go down the list, if you did that deviled egg, instead of saying $1 each, you could say $5 for 3.
Right. Yep.
Don't do that one, because if you do that one factor, you're going to be frying frickin' all night.
Well, see, I kind of wanted to do really encourage to order multiple items. That was kind of my thing, where it's if somebody wants one deviled egg, I guess, and I was trying to kind of be unique there too, I guess, where it's I've never been somewhere where it's if somebody just wants one, they could order one. You get what I'm saying?
Yep. Oh, I know. You try to please the customer. Remember, that's what our goal is, to entice them to keep coming back. But if you're going to do one at a time, it would not be a smart decision.
Okay.
Three 3 for $5. You could even put 3 for $6.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And put a 3 in it. And if they don't eat it, that's not your worry.
That's exactly.
You know, I mean, yeah, well, it is your worry, but I guarantee you, everybody's going to eat it.
Right. That's right.
Thing is, how many times have you ordered an appetizer plate that comes to your table and nobody eats some of it?
Yeah.
Everybody in that party is going to eat it.
Yep.
So those are the things that I love the menu. I've never heard of those pigtails like you just talked. I'm just learning. I mean, I cook culinary also, but I'm not into the high end, not the high end, but I'm not into the mellow part of barbecue place or something. But I love some of the ideas. I don't know what Chef Cliff has to say. He's been in this business in the culinary end of it for restaurants and stuff. I'm sure he feels the same way I feel. But I love the pigtails. I mean, people would understand that. I love the way you said their fries. Another thing, really cheap.
Yeah.
You know, don't sell yourself short, please, because you've done the time and effort to put something together. Remember, okay, $6 for the bacon and cheese cups.
Yep.
You know what the labor is going to take you to make the cup before you even fill it with the mac.
Yeah, and you've got me second thinking that now. Cause yeah, I mean, it's even, I thought with the labor, oh, it's easy. You just put it in the oven and bake your cups and then the mac and cheese is prepped. You know, it's like, but in my head, I'm like, oh no, that takes a little bit more than.
It takes and then another thing, you can make those cups ahead of time and freeze them. Just don't forget that too.
Right.
No, I mean, there's other ways of interpreting what you're doing, which you thought the thing too. The pickling jars. I mean, it's taken one day to make maybe 50 pickle jars, but it's still taken you one day of 8 hours of labor for $5.
And the big thing for me, I thought about, because I didn't know how to price out the personal cast iron ramekins. You know, so
you know how much they are?
not cheap, not $5.
Nope. They're probably running the small ones, because remember the size, you're going to have different sizes. They go from $7 to $14 a piece.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So a lot of these places, when they put the cookies in them, have you seen the one that they put the cookie in and then bake the cookie and then put the scoop of ice cream?
Oh no. Wow.
On top of that cookie. And, you know, and that's your dessert. You know, another thing that you said before, on the pies, your price for pie is $4.95. It's on the average for a piece of pie today. It is really $6, $5.99.
Okay.
Average price of a dessert when you go to a restaurant. Anybody know?
$5.99.
Yeah, $5.99. And sometimes, you know, a little bit on. Remember, it's around $8 for a restaurant.
And so that whole pie sale price is fair. It's fair.
Good. No, it's good.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't forget, if you're selling a piece of pie, what about putting a scoop of ice cream on it?
I thought about even doing like $3 a la mode. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that will really enhance people. People love ice cream.
Yeah.
For me, and then, you know, I mean, that's another item. You see what I'm talking about? So every time you introduce something, it's another item. Yeah. And is that item that important to you? Some people love ice cream, have ice cream with their pies. They love it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think with you, cherry on the top and the banana cup at $4, give me a break. It's gonna have to be at least $6.50 or $7.50. Do you get what I'm saying? $7. So don't underestimate yourself.
One thing I didn't think about, I was just putting in thoughts for just ingredient costs, and I was like, okay, yeah, I can charge under $5 for this and my profit margin's still there. But I didn't even think about, like, just to get off the ground, I'm gonna have to you spend 50 to 60K just on dishes.
Correct. Yeah. And then another thing too, don't forget that, remember your visit to the guy who's got that barbecue down the street that you have in competition with. look and see his prices.
Yeah.
Now, his prices might be neck and neck with you.
Mhm.
Might be. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that. Because he is coming in, picking it up and leaving. What are you giving in that other service to make it work? What are you offering that he is not offering? I bet you if he comes in and watches what you've got, he's going to be borrowing some of your menus, but not cooking them as good as yours. But he's going to come and borrow it or put a twang to it. Do you get what I'm saying? He's
Most
going to say it in another word, but he's going to use it.
Most people, once they see the deep fried deviled eggs, that most people steal that. That's pretty easy to steal. And it's
Well,
pretty,
Pumpkin, if I came to your restaurant, you'd be frying one egg for the rest of your frickin' life.
yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
No, I would not. I would just do it by the 3 and I would up it. I would even put $6 on it.
$6, yeah. So
Or
$2.
or even 7.
And then you raise the profit margin because if it's $6.
And that, remember balancing it out. Remember what we talked about before. There might be something that people buy that costs a lot of money to make. And then there's other items, and we talked about it like a macaroon, that is 40 cents to make, and you can sell it for $2.50. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people come in for certain items and you balance out your whole restaurant or your whole venue according to highs and lows.
And that's where it was hard to price out the pigtails, just because it's like butchers will almost give away pigtails.
Don't say that too loud.
No butchers are hoarding pigtails. They will. You can.
What is that item? Because my mom and we used to bone marrow at one time. Remember when my mom and I used to go shopping and buy bones to make soup and stock and stuff? They used to give us the bone marrow for free. You go try to buy a bone with bone marrow today.
Oh, we serve at Parkside. We have bone marrow as an appetizer, and it takes 20 minutes to cook, and we don't give it away either. It's not cheap. I think it's about.
You go try to buy it today at the store, and it's like, and before they used to just give it away.
Yeah,
How many? I mean, I don't know if any of you remember that, but it's so. I mean, Chef Cliff, if you want to say something, come in, please. Don't let me keep talking. So.
No, yeah, they use. I mean, it's like fajita meat. It used to be trash meat, right? So things are now expensive. I mean, bone marrow. Anything that has bone marrow, it's expensive.
Yep. So anyway.
It's very good.
Yep.
And yeah, if you've never tried pigtails, try it out.
I love pigtails.
Well, you're gonna have to cook some for me.
I can do that. I can do that.
Well, let me tell you, I was so disappointed yesterday. I don't know if any of you saw it on the news. I don't watch much TV. I really don't. I did show. Loretta, did you go see that program last night?
Chef, it was 10 o'clock when I thought about it, so I missed it. It was really
Okay.
not intentional on watching it though.
I recorded it. I didn't see it, but one of my favorite. I'm going to keep going on for a little bit. Favorite restaurants to go to is closing.
Is it
What's
Shady
that?
Grove?
Shady Grove.
Yeah.
I just love the atmosphere in that place. I like the shady thing the best. But
Completely
They're
closing,
closing.
going out of business.
they're closed
Yeah.
forever.
They're gone.
It just really disappointed me. And I sent a text to my friend. Well, I only got about 15 text messages yesterday because they all know that's what we all meet. All our friends, we meet once a month. There's like 30 of us there that meet. And I got a lot of text messages, and somebody wrote back to me, PPP. Does anybody know what that means?
It's the
What did you say?
program protection, like the payroll protection program.
Nope.
PPE, isn't it?
No, PPP. What does that mean? Piss poor management. Piss poor planning, sorry. Piss poor planning. They're always busy, which they are. I don't know, have you ever been to Shady Grove that wasn't busy? And they never saved or had the proper insurance.
You know, Magnolia Cafe on South Congress is closing.
No,
And they were one of those that were, I mean, they were always full. I mean,
always.
midnight.
I like the other one, I think, than I did the one on Congress. I didn't care for the one on Congress. I like the other one.
I agree with you.
Because I think the service and the food was so much better of the other one than the one on Congress. I think Congress, they kind of let people coming in and going out and not paying attention to detail. Did you agree with me?
I agree. Yep, I agree.
And so that's what I thought about that. Maybe I'm not a person to judge anybody, but I think that they needed to take that. But that PP&P is a pretty good description of what's happening. Sorry, but it just now I don't know where I'm going to find this shady thing. God bless. But all my friends, they all text me because I'm the one that kind of dragged them there, and now they all love it. And now we're going to have to find another place that was so open that we could all sit outside and not have to worry about a dining room. You all get what I'm saying? And see people walking by. And that's what I like, is the atmosphere of Shady Grove. Maybe I need to go open something. Only kidding. No. My husband will definitely say no. So, but anyway, loved it, James. Good thought. You're going to send me the prices on it, please.
No problem.
The only thing that I would suggest for you, you can leave it the way it is, because we've talked about it, but a little bit, and you'll see my description. But you're right on some of the items that you want to do, especially in Austin, Texas.
Cool.
And especially and finding another way of interpreting what food is all about. Chef Cliff.
Yeah, I really want, when we get back into class, school, I would like you to make some of the pigtails and deviled eggs, and I would like to try it.
Absolutely.
Those sound amazing.
Yep, I'm definitely down to do that. Yeah, we can do that. No problem.
I will buy you the pigtails.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds very good.
All right, cool.
Cool.
I like the deviled eggs because I'm going to have a celebration because I'm going to be married 50 years this year.
Hey!
50 years. Can you imagine? You guys were dreams and somebody else's thought, but those deviled eggs would be, a lot of Czechs would love that. So
they're easy to prep too, because you can batter them and then freeze them, and then whenever you're ready to go, just pull them out right before it and drop them, and then fill them and go. Yeah.
But you know what I mean? So that would be a thing that I would really like, but it's going to be like 250 to 300 people coming. So it'll be a great event. Okay.
Do they freeze really well, you said?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, just what I do. So I dredge them in flour. Then I do a buttermilk egg wash mixture.
Gotcha.
And then drudge them through panko. And like I did them for not fundamentals, but whatever right after fundamentals is 201. That's what I did for my practical final. They freeze it really super easy. And then the next day, before service, whenever you're ready, just pull them out and drop them, and then fill them and go.
Cool.
Well, so proud. Proud. Loved it. You'll hear my comment, and then you heard from Chef Cliff. He loved it too. And thank you, James.
Cool.
Loved it.
Stop sharing.
Okay, who's next?
Chef, I'll be right back. I spilled a bunch of liquid. I'll be right back.
Right.
Stop sharing.
I'll go, Chef.
Roro?
Yes, I'll go.
I saw that you sent it to me.
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't look at it because I didn't want to do it till today to kind of look at it because I was grading some other ones yesterday and to get that thing done. But thank you for
You're
getting it
welcome. I
all
did have
taken care
a
of.
problem with my costing sheet, but I sent it to you, everything, so.
All right. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, oh, I did see that though. Yeah, I did.
You can see it?
Yeah.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, so
Wait,
This
let me
was-
write it. I take notes on everyone. All right.
now this was a struggle for me because I was just back and forth between owning a food truck, catering or a meal prep service. So for this menu, I'm just using it for a food truck because it just keeps popping back up in my mind and I want to do food truck. So my target goal to target people is people in health and people in fitness or people that need to be on a diet plan or have to eat like gluten-free or people with allergies. So I try to make it easier, give them somewhere to go so they can eat. And I want to serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Wow.
Dinner, we'll see. So for breakfast, I'm serving mini quiche, mini spinach feta cheese quiches. Well, I wanted to change the menu probably every 2 weeks to give people different options. So change the quiches, change the flavor of the parfaits, and change the flavor of the muffins. But as for this week, I will be serving mini spinach feta cheese quiches. And there's gonna come with 3 of them. I have a berry parfait, which is about a cup of serving, and mini banana muffins. Serve 3 mini banana muffins with a fresh bowl of fruit. And see the prices. For lunch, I was gonna serve broccoli and cheddar soup, or I was gonna switch it every 2 weeks. So broccoli and cheddar, tomato, potato. A
I'll be
balsamic
there.
Hmm?
I said, I'll be there.
because I want it to be like like home style cooking, like where it's just a basic dinner, nothing too fancy. Balsamic chicken and avocado salad,
Wow.
5, and a turkey pesto sandwich. But this one I want sun-dried basil tomato pesto. And for dinner, I'm serving a zucchini Alfredo with salmon, 5 ounces of salmon. I have steak and bacon potatoes with a side of asparagus and Tuscan mushrooms. And this one, I want to serve it over carrot noodles because I'm trying not to get away from gluten anything. So have carrot noodles as the base instead of pasta noodles. And my hours now, I know I'm gonna have some help in the food truck, but I want to be available 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and closed on Sundays. The reason I say closed on Sundays is to give me everything time to prep. And I want to be located in Lakeway, Texas, because that's where the money is. That's where the people make the money. So, and have it stationed in front of an HEB gas station. So people that's in and out of HEB or just moving wherever I can move around. But Lakeway is where I want to be located. Lakeway and Bee Caves. Because I drive over there doing Amazon and everybody's just always outside running, running, exercising, or just doing stuff. You know, that's my target group is people of fitness and people that care about their weight balance and everything.
Well, there's a lot of retiring people retiring at Lakeway.
Mm-hmm.
And there is really a buzz of youth at Lakeway.
Mm-hmm.
And because there's a lot of, I worked at Lakeway for 12 years, or really, it was close to 13 years with Chef Miguel. So you all know that we were at the Lakeway Inn and at that time. So yeah, Lakeway is a wonderful place to go in, and the surroundings are people that want to help other people also.
Mhm.
They are very family oriented and making things work. Some of the items I'm going to tell you, I love your breakfast ideas, the mini quiches and the parfait glasses, the mini muffins. I like the idea of you selling 3 muffins at a time
Mhm.
instead of selling 1 muffin, or maybe you could even put in 1 big muffin of like a healthy muffin, 1 big one for like $5.95 that they can just pick up and walk away, or something like that.
Yeah, when I
Uh,
was doing my costing sheet, I did everything to 1 serving.
okay,
So
but you
that's
could
how I broke
have,
it
no, but you could have a big muffin that would be really, in essence, so many ounces. So
down.
one, that people can walk away and munch on,
Mhm.
instead of using 2, I mean, a smaller one. So I love the way you came across on the menu, meaning 1 sheet, all of it together.
Mhm.
Um, I love the lunch, a little bit steep for prices, but don't
Oh, the
misunderstand
prices.
me. I'm just saying that.
Uh-huh.
But you've got to remember where you are.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's another big thing that I'm going to be talking. The soup is right on target. The balsamic chicken could be just maybe, if what was your food cost for all of it?
Uh, I would
You
have to
said
look.
30%.
That's why I'm telling you, because some of them I have to go up like 35% in order to make it a reasonable price. No, you got to look at it. Look at it for me, chef, because the
Oh,
percentage.
I know. I have all the patience. You tell me.
Yeah, the percentages wasn't balancing out the way the price, the how I was pricing it, because I think the balsamic was either $4 or $5 to make it, but at 30% it was taking it up like to $19, which is way too much for a salad for me. So the lower I went, like to 28%, it took it up more. So I was trying to, it was the percentage. So
No,
I
I
took it up to
understand.
30. Okay.
I know. I understand. I understand. So depending on how big a size it is too, so you can for lunch
Hmm.
reduce the size of it so the price goes down just a little bit also, instead of making it a dinner salad that people are going to sit there and can't eat that whole bowl that big. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
To think about the size of what you're selling and to make it. The turkey pesto sandwich sounds really, 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 really good. To make fresh veggies, again, remember, anything farm to table. Another word that you could put there is farm to table stuff. You could get farm to table chicken, or a farm to table, you know what I mean? Something that, why is that price that high? And then people have to look at that picture and figure out why it is so high. Do you get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So once they hear homegrown, or um, uh, you could say homegrown, you could say farm to table, or the farm, or whatever, that you get some of the things, or chickens, the eggs coming in from someplace else. If you just did a little paragraph that you were into the health part of it, not at a menu that they're looking to see what you could just go to the grocery store and buy the stuff. You want them to know that you have taken your time to pay attention to detail, to the point that you have got healthy things and they're going to have to pay more for them. That's why your food truck, on some of the prices are a little bit high. Not to say that it's not favored for you to buy that healthy stuff, but I think for you to understand why you're passing it on to the customer. It's a good thought. And
Hmm.
people don't mind paying it. I mean, how many times have you gone to a restaurant and seen a menu and you'll say, oh, you know what? But look what kind of food, what kind of meat that is. It's like the steak. What is that famous steak that everybody, a Kobe beef? Once you put that Kobe beef on that menu, they know why they're paying a high price for Kobe beef. How many times have you figured that out? Do you get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So it depends on specifically what kind of chicken you're buying or whatever. It just kind of helps a little bit to make them understand. Salmon,
Yes.
things like that, a little bit. Zucchini Alfredo, I love it. Love it. You're doing it, steak and potatoes. You know, 5 ounces of grilled ribeye steak, or, you know, served with diced potatoes, fresh asparagus, garnished with cheddar cheese. You know, so you could say, you know, fresh asparagus coming from the farm down the road.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make not imaginative. You have to make a thought that goes into the customer's head why your price might be a little bit higher. And then you've got to remember making sure that you put their healthy food.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they'll get that picture because healthy food is not cheap today.
Mm-hmm.
You can go into HEB. They're doing all these dinner plans. Look at the prices of the dinner plans with salmon on it or shrimp on there. They're not cheap.
No, you talking about the meal simples?
Meals to go.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Mm-hmm.
They're not cheap. And then on top of it, you got to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And then and you are getting it with somebody fixing it and giving it to you. That's great. So that's what I'm talking about, is when you're thinking about opening something up, think about the other side, looking at the prices, or like you looking at a restaurant when you go in there and looking at it. You go say, oh my God, how many times have you said that in different places that you go?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to compensate and tell them why it's a little bit higher. But I love the menu. I love the steak and bacon and potatoes. I love the zucchini Alfredo, the Tuscan mushrooms.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know, everybody loves mushrooms. Hopefully. I know I do. My family does. You know, so everybody has a little thing that they want to bring out and deliver. You know, have you thought, this is being a food truck, do you think about what are we serving them on, or what are we, any other drinks? Did you have some drinks to go with it?
No, I didn't create no drinks, just because I'm so, if it's the food truck or if I'm going to be catering or if I'm meal prepping, like that's really a hard decision. But of course,
but you could say bottled water.
Yeah, bottled water or lemonade or
lemonade bottled. So
No
you don't
smoke.
have any intake on that. Do you get it? And then when you get on your feet, then you can have like a little fountain thing on the of water or lemonade, or put the lemonade, don't put the water, because I like bottled water.
Mm-hmm.
But if you did something like that, so when they're picking up this food, they got something to drink
Mm-hmm.
with it. And that's a cha-ching for you. That's just another additive that you have for what you want. Because the majority of times, somebody will say, oh, I don't want to eat, but I'll have something to drink. How many of you done that? Because I don't eat meat. So a lot of places that we go, my husband has a great meal and I just sit and watch him eat it. But it's fine. No, don't misunderstand me. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the way my life has been.
Mm-hmm.
But I accept that. And I've accepted that from the time I had my surgery. So it's one of those things that you have to kind of accommodate. So really having something to drink is really important, I would say. Or you could even have, remember, if you sell beer, then you've got to have the license and it costs money. You get what I'm saying?
Anything with liquor or beer.
It just costs money. So you have to kind of look at overall, a lot looking at overall things of what we're doing. But really nicely done. I like the way you did the picture, making sure that they understand. I like the way the presentation on the first ones with the mini banana muffins.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely, I know we said 3, 3, and 3, but I like your menu inside showing what you want to contribute.
Mm-hmm.
But I would definitely add some form of drink.
Yes, ma'am. And Chef, can you please give me feedback on my cost sheet?
I will. No, I will look at that. I'll look at it today and I'll let you know, because that's the trouble I had with Kimberly yesterday. She didn't send me the cost sheet, and so I had to grade her a different way. But I will look at it and I will touch base with you on it. No problem at all. And I'll look at the overall, you know, like I said, to compensate for some of the prices that you put in there, I would definitely put farm grown or something like that and live up to it. You know, I'm not just saying to coat somebody and stroke somebody to buy that item. I'm not saying that. But I bet you the prices of that chicken or that thing would be the same as HEB. HEB sells homegrown or healthy versions of meat. You see it. I would definitely put that on the menu. So then they will understand the price factor, the change of it, because today's change is really different, and people are getting more healthier. Even when, you know, nerd people like me that didn't pay that much attention, but coming to school and teaching at the school changed my whole persona of food. You know, because I cook Czech food and we like things fried. I mean, we fry a lot, you know, and it's the reality of it. But now we're tending to pay attention to a lot more sauces and meat and stuff like that. Meaning, you know, we had that before, but we're more prone on. And then don't forget, we also we raised our own chickens and we raised our own cattle. So it wasn't a big item to kind of have to pay attention to the meat product today. But today with the meat, you don't even know where they're coming from. We have to be really careful because our body is what we are all about, is trying to protect it and keep it healthy and to make it eat. And you get to know that a little bit more and more of what we do individually, and depending what we do to our bodies is depending on how the outcome is of different stuff that goes on with it. So we do have to pay attention to that. I loved it though, Roro. Proud of you.
Thanks, Chef.
I appreciate that so much.
Can
Okay.
Great job.
Great job.
Thank you.
Chef, may I go next?
Yeah, but I'm going to give you a 10-minute break. Okay, go ahead. Did you wanted to say something, Loretta?
Yes, Kendrick called and told me to let you know that he is on an appointment call until 8 o'clock.
Okay,
Okay,
Thank you.
thank
you're
you.
welcome.
Oh, and guys, I was having problems posting the video yesterday, so anyway, I've got the video now, and I'll post the video this afternoon after class of yesterday's class. Anyway.
Right.
Thank you, Chef.
Thank you. I thought it was, I think your and your thought process for a lot of this really brings it all together and hopefully understand how important this project is and understand the importance of pricing and adjectives. Did you hear me what I just said? Adjectives to describe why some of your prices are a little bit higher and being in track of what you want to get done. And profitable to you. There's James. You got it. Honey, I'd come and eat at your restaurant anytime. I could bring an army and still walk out with not a big check, right? I'm only kidding. I love it. With his haircut, honey, he could make anybody cook for anybody now.
Oh no, it's a
It's a
little
lot
short.
better.
A little short.
He cut the stash off.
Staff going too. Shaved it
Baby
up.
Buzz.
Well, maybe it was a present for his wife for Mother's Day.
You know, she's worth it. She deserves it. No kids.
Oh, well,
though, yet.
you know what? I just love hearing that. Do you hear me, James? You know, I'm an old soul. So remember that I love it when people get along and you know, sometimes it's not easy and you all know that. But we do make it happen. Go ahead.
I was just saying, yeah, she's a keeper. I think I'll keep her around for a little bit.
Yeah. All right, let's take a 10-minute break and then Delilah, do you want to go next? Okay,
Yes, please.
I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you. Me too.
you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Do you have Poppy? Where's Poppy? Where's Poppy? Hey, Poppy. Hey, Poppy. Where's Poppy? Hey, no, no, no. Comité no.
Chef,
Yeah,
I was thinking of something about a lot of these people. Remember, like a week or so ago, we were talking like food trucks and serving alcohol. Well, despite the laws and legalities of it, one thing I don't think a lot of people think, even we didn't think about it that day, is space. We've all been to a bar, right? How much space does alcohol take? I mean, just a little
A
alone, you
lot.
can't. Yeah, you can't serve that out of a food truck if you're going to try to serve food. You're not going to have the space for it.
It's a good point. Kegs are big too.
Well, not even that. Even if you serve cans and bottles, okay, you could serve a type of beer, but if you're trying to scale it out in a variety and serve 3 or
yeah,
4
but
different types of
don't
beers,
forget, there's got to be a limitation of what items they sell. It's like certain restaurants only sell certain types of beer. How many times have you gone? I love Stella. You know, I mean, I drink Stella all the time, but there's some restaurants that don't even, nobody sells Stella. Do you get what I'm saying? So it just depends
Right.
on what your preference and maybe the deal that you make with your supplier or what he can supply you with.
yeah, but you can't just serve. I mean, you've never been to a restaurant that just serves Stella. I mean, like you're going to serve
No, I agree.
two or
No, I agree.
2 or 3 different beers, but I mean,
correct. I agree.
even if you only serve 3 different types of beers, I mean, 3 different types of beers plus enough stock to have to sell it. You're not going to
Yeah.
have room, or you're going to have a bunch of pissed off customers because you're going to always be telling them, sorry, I'm out of that today. Sorry, I'm out of that today because you only had 10 of them.
That's right. I agree. Yeah, I agree.
That's
You
something
know,
I
it's
thought about
like
the other day.
yesterday, what was his name? Andrew, saying certain amount of items for certain things or different things that you have in a restaurant. People, you know, people get pissed off when they're there standing or waiting for the food and then they find out that they don't have anything, that they're all sold out. How much has that happened to any of you?
Barbecue restaurants a lot.
I was about to say, it's funny because the only place that people don't get like frustrated when that happens is Franklin's. People are like, oh, we get it. Yeah, we get like,
and they don't say a word. They
No.
let him get away with it.
yeah. And he's like the only one that's like, okay, we get it. We've been standing in line for 3 hours, but we get it.
Well, I have to say also when I did Caldwell Kolache festivals, if anybody's doing a food truck, you need to go there. It's 50,000 people ascend on this town, and 20,000 kolaches are sold that day.
Is that in Caldwell, Chef?
Yeah. So if you've got a food truck, it costs a little money for you to go out there, but if you've got a good product, I guarantee you, like a barbecue or something like that, that's a great place to go and make some money. A great place to go make some money. All those festivals and stuff, West, Labor Day weekend, it's lots of money to get in. But if you got in with another person to share a booth, do you get what I'm saying? Share a booth, that it costs, the money goes down quite a bit.
My in-laws are Czech, and they have land in Caldwell.
Oh, well, everybody has every check. You know why? Because they're farmers. Do you know, what was her last name?
Piwonka, Piwonka. Actually, the name of the restaurant, Flying G, that I created, I got that from her grandmother's property. Is called the Flying G, is what they call it.
Huh.
In Caldwell.
Wow. I knew a lot of Modex in Caldwell. I mean, there's still a lot of Modex there. A lot of my friends that have a lot of farmland, a lot of property out there in Caldwell.
It's a great little farm town.
Oh, it is. It's, you know, well, immigrants.
That's where we go. That's where we drive. We drive over to Caldwell for every like big, you know, kind of Labor Day or anything like that. They always have stuff going on.
Have you ever been to the Kolache Festival?
I have not. No. But
You need to go. I had a booth there for 5 years in a row, and it was not for me. I did it for us to raise money, and we were sold out. We'd get there at 6 in the morning and we'd go home at 9 because we've already made our $5,000 in 3 hours.
My mother-in-law loves kolaches, and that's anytime she's in town.
Yeah,
That
but I didn't sell kolaches. I sold strudel and Czech bread pudding.
What's your favorite kind of kolache? I'm a poppy seed.
Are you? Americans don't like poppy seeds.
I like the poppy seed kolaches. That's my favorite.
Wow. Yeah. Yep. We need to, when all of this is over, me teach you how to make kolaches.
That would be, impress my in-laws a little bit.
Oh, no, you need to, no, just impress yourself a little bit.
That's right. That's right.
Remember, we do things for us. We don't do it. We do it for other people, but we also need to do it for us
That's right.
because that's how we grow. All right, guys, we're excited. Delilah, come on board. We're ready for you. Woo. Loretta, Roro.
I'll go. I'm here.
Okay. Well, there she is.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry, Matthew. You sound so sad. You sound so sad, and I need to just, you know what I mean?
I heard you. I was taking my dogs out. I was just coming back.
Okay.
Okay, let me.
Well, let me change my
they're not
sheet.
finished yet. They need to go back out. I'm kidding.
You wish, Matthew.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, it's already sharing?
Yep.
Okay. So I named my restaurant Roots. I have a little reasoning behind that. Here is some of that reasoning. I chose to name my restaurant Roots because this is kind of what I'm trying to stick to. I loved growing up in such like a super deep cultural town. And I feel like whoever I get like the pleasure and opportunity to serve my food, I take that opportunity to give them a little taste of where I come from and like essentially my roots. So I absolutely loved the food growing up back home, but when I moved to Austin, I saw like the demographics real quick and it was like a healthier concept of food. But I still wanted to bring my flavors in, so I decided to alter all my recipes to be vegetarian. And so here is my menu. I decided to go in the way of like starters to finishers, which is like apps all the way to desserts. So right here, I use like the concept of where the customer's eyes float, like Chef Pablo said, and I advertise the vegan menudo. This is traditionally done with meat, and it's never been done vegan. So I thought that was really cool to advertise that there. Right here, I start off with los primeros, and those are like the starters, my apps, and I have like the classic chips and salsa, choose your spicy or mild salsa with pineapple mango, and then I have chips and guac, and I highlighted one that I anticipate to be the best seller, which is a street corn hash, and it's oven roasted corn, sweet potatoes, and crispy Brussels sprouts tossed together and topped with a blend of vegan cojita cheese and tajin, which is very homey to me and to like anybody of our Hispanic descents. And I kind of want to bring that in. And then moving on to our platos principales, which are like main entrees, main courses. We have a bestseller. It's always a staple. It's chilaquiles. I'm using a blend of vegan cheese. It's your choice of red or green. And it has a cashew lime crema that I make and a vegan cojita cheese. You also have the option to add a fried egg on that because it's always a winner. Like it's always really good that way. And next I have one thing that my mom would make me every day growing up, and it was a loaded tostada. It starts off with like a base of a crispy tostada round, and second layer would be like a warm black or refried bean paste. And then moving up would be eggs any way you want, tossed in with nopales, which is cactus, and top that off with some vegan cojita cheese as well. And this entree also comes with two sides, which are advertised right here in the bottom left corner. Next, we have a meatless mole, which is traditionally done with beef or chicken. I'm doing it with shredded king oyster mushrooms, which mimics chicken and beef perfectly. This will be served with Spanish rice and black bean mash. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
And then right here, I have a ceviche bowl. I'm doing a vegetarian brunch. So I wanted to have options of people coming in at a later time and getting something refreshing as opposed to like a plate of breakfast. So I offered a ceviche bowl. This is a refreshing mango shrimp ceviche served with a side of jicama tortillas. This is usually served with like tostadas, but I thought it'd be more refreshing to serve it with kind of like mandolin style jicama. And I have aguachiles. These are butterflied shrimp marinated in lime juice for a day, and they're also tossed in like a green salsa, and they're marinated with sliced onions, and you can get them with cucumbers. It's one of my favorites.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I would get it when I go to Mexico a lot. Right here, I have my sides, enlados. I have soy rizo papas. These are golden crispy potatoes sauteed in soy chorizo mince. I make this every morning. I have spiced black beans, an elote on the side. It would come as a half corn. And on the cob, it's served with vegan mayo and chili lime powder with 2 lime wedges. And right here, I also have an option on the side. It's a mild, refreshing mango pico salad. And guac is extra, you're not. Extra guac is $2, and chips, an extra chip basket is also $2. Next I have, this is the back side of my menu. I anticipate it to be like a hard copy front and back. So here I include a section solely dedicated to things encased in a tortilla. So we have so in El Paso we do deshebrada. It's like shredded beef. So right here, again, I would use shredded king oyster mushrooms. I've tested this recipe out, it's so good. And you just kind of shred them, add them with green bell peppers, jalapenos, like cumin, and roll them up into little burritos. I would advertise them in groups of 3, since I would anticipate for the tortillas to be smaller. And then I have avo tacos. These are 4 crispy, like panko crusted avocado slices, topped with shredded cabbage, cashew lime crema, and a lime wedge. And then right here, I make these a lot. These are spicy tofu tacos served with grilled onions, pico, and guac salsa. And all your tacos you have, or like anything in a tortilla, you have the choice of our house-made flour or corn tortillas. Moving on to desserts or sweets, dulces, as I may call them. Right here, I have my mom's capirotada. This translates to like a Mexican bread pudding, and it's my freaking favorite. It's a nostalgic, indulging Mexican bread pudding. It's got Munster cheese and sprinkles, also peanuts, but I forgot to add that in there. And you bake it, and the cheese just melts, and like this like saltiness from the peanuts plays in. It's just really good. I don't know, it looks kind of ugly, but it's delicious. I added that it contains dairy since I'm a vegetarian restaurant, but I know maybe people bring their friends and they want an indulging option. So I added that there. I added that it contains dairy. And then my second option is flan. I think most people are familiar with flan, but it's also always made with condensed milk. And so I found a recipe that subs it for coconut cream, and it's also a no bake, so you don't do it in a double boiler. It contains gelatin though, which is kind of weird. This also contains soy because in Chef Pablo's recipe, it also contains soy. You blend up a big tofu block. And moving on, I have over here bottled domestics. Being Hispanic, we drink a lot of alcohol. I think it's just in our culture. If you go to a Mexican restaurant, you know you're gonna want a margarita, you're gonna want a beer, anything with your meal. And that's what I've always known, to go to a Mexican restaurant and see a big beer menu also. So I have bottled domestics. I have classic Mexican beer like Sol Cerveza. This one comes from Mexico. I have a Dos Equis, Miller Lite, a Pale Ale, and then I have a Dominion Oak Barrel Stout. To appeal to everybody. Moving on, we have margaritas. I have a margarita jello shot because my target audience is ages 21 to 32. So for those younger 21-year-olds, this is really fun. It's like an OG margarita, like just set in a lime wedge. It's pretty cool to play with. Next we have a Champagne Mommy. This is a mimosa-based margarita garnished with the orange wedge. Since we're a brunch, you're always gonna get a mimosa. And then next we have a chili lime mango margarita. It's tequila blitzed together with frozen mangoes, lime juice, salt, and garnished with the salt rim and tahini. Next we have house-made drinks or drinks. I have a michelada. This, my family, we drink these like every Sunday. Every morning, preferably in the morning on Sunday. And it's a cerveza of your choice. Cervezas are beers prepared with lime juice, assorted seasonings and sauces, and tomato juice. It sounds weird, tomato juice and beer, but it's freaking delicious. Next, we have cantaritos. This is made in a clay pot, and it's a refreshing tequila-based drink with lime and lemon juice, orange or lemon slices, topped with grapefruit soda and garnished with a salt rim and a lime wedge. And then lastly, we have a chelada. This is a basic cerveza of your choice, prepared in a glass with lots of lime juice and salt. And then moving on to drinks, bebidas. I have, growing up, my grandfather who passed away, he would always make me cafecito in the morning, and he would make his own pan dulce. So I thought it would be nice to like a nice memory, and it was a really good staple in the morning. So pan dulce is over here. Like this is the one that I would most likely use, is a concha. I priced that at $4.50 because it's a bread coming with the coffee. It's always going to come together. And then I offer fountain drinks as well as agua frescas, and I have 4 different flavors. That's my menu. Down here I have, want to know what veg is subbing for your meat? Just ask.
Wow. I'm surprised with you, with you having conchas on the side, you don't have them.
Yeah, I just put a picture right there. That's
I
not
saw that and I
on
thought,
the
oh my
menu.
gosh.
Yeah, I love making conchas, but right here is just an example of me costing out my ceviche bowl and kind of like my reasoning behind hiring the price on the menu.
Yeah,
This is where like down here, this was my first time playing with it, and then down here was my second time kind of finalizing how I wanted to price it.
yeah, I
Gotcha.
see it.
I don't know if it's correct, but that's kind of the way I did
Breaking
it.
it down, yes, 100%
Mhm.
margin, profit margin.
Mhm.
And taxes, yeah, you gotta take that 25% and make sure you put that in there to make it rounded off to 850. All right. And the yield, right? Of how much you made. So really bringing authenticity, something to Austin, because a lot of people have mom and pop shops, but doing it with class and making a menu look to come out and say, come to me and buy some of the stuff that I grew up with, that I know how to make, and family tradition. You know, I love how you use the word roots.
I did too.
I really believe that people, when they see that word roots, are gonna come
That name resonated with me
right away.
while you were talking. You know, I mean, it was all family, and this is it was a very good name for a restaurant.
Thank you.
Especially the way you were describing it. I felt like it drew me to it because of that name.
Awesome.
So yeah, I really like that name.
I was between roots and calling it the farmer's daughter, so I'm glad I chose this.
I like Roots so much better.
I
that
included
that
some
is
images
really
of
good.
my town and where I live, and this is kind of like why I want to stick to my roots. I wasn't from a city like Austin. Living here is just a big game changer. I was even comfortable enough to include an image of my home for you guys. I feel pretty comfortable with y'all.
Well, you did a great job
Well, I
telling us about the culture.
really like the name. You did a perfect job with the name and the food and all of it together. That flowed really well.
Thank you so
I
much.
really
That means
liked
a
it.
lot.
Yeah, that was outstanding.
Okay.
Couple of things that I think probably, if you're going to have a restaurant, a lot of drinks, I can see it, but that's your culture. A lot of people like a lot of sweet drinks. I get it. I understand that. But then don't forget your inventory of keeping all of that together.
Yeah, I
So,
anticipate this to be a family restaurant. So back home, my father's a businessman. He owns multiple businesses, and we actually he sent me to culinary school so we can open a restaurant together. So, and he owns multiple bars, so he's like my go-to for most of the business end. He's
Wow.
a business professor, so he kind of really helped me with this. And I came to him with so much drinks, and I didn't have the experience on like inventory, on liquor license, selling all the liquor. Like Matthew said, space for liquor also, even though it's a brick and mortar. And he kind of gave me the rundown, and I realized that he has years of experience in this as I don't. So he's
Yeah.
like my backbone on the liquor end.
Yeah, but don't forget also, sometimes liquor, if you do add liquor, mind you, it costs money. Remember
Yeah.
what we said, you got to spend money to make money sometimes, depending on which direction you want to go, and you're going with a family restaurant. And then, and you're picking up just by looking at some of the stuff that you're doing is, what is it? Turn the page on the other side for the drinks, please. Okay, so you're talking about 3 different main ones, and then you've got 3 other ones, and then you still got another 5 of the sweet ones. So that might be a little bit, yes, I know he knows a lot. A lot of people come for an alcoholic drink to eat their food. I've never been to a Mexican restaurant when I haven't bought a margarita or a Mexican martini to go eat with my meal. Do you understand my point? So that would be a seller by itself to indulge in your food. And I think your food is from the heart, and it shows that when you picked a name like Roots, it shows that you are in it to make sure that it works, and that things that you picked are things that you love and you want to express to other people to try and make a difference on food. I think it's really, really important, that aspect of it.
Look, 'cause I don't wake
So-
up for a fucking hour.
Well done. Well done. I really, really, really loved it. So as long as you send me the spreadsheets with that, I would really, really enjoy. Great job, Delilah. Okay. So the next person that we have is Randall, isn't it, today? And Matthew.
Matthew.
Matthew, we've been waiting, Matthew.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
What's wrong?
Say the best for last. Woo!
No, we got
That's Randall.
We got somebody after you, Pumpkin.
That's you, Matt. You got it, brother. Let's do it. Woo!
How the hell do you
Can't hear
share?
you, Randy.
We got Jose still to do. We've got Matthew. We got Roro done. We've got Matthew and we've got Jose. Okay.
Damn.
Okay,
Can y'all
Matt.
see-
Yeah.
Can y'all see that?
You sound like Chef Raph.
Okay. Sorry, Chef. It
Start
like,
yelling.
completely kicked me out of this Zoom meeting.
Oh, it did? All right, no worries. Hey,
Can y'all see that?
I
Sure
can.
can.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
Italian.
that's right. That's one of my favorites. So I went with the more
Is that your
Italian.
favorite?
It is one of them, Italian and Mexican. And Delilah's got me hungry after her. hers.
Doesn't her restaurant sound great?
Yeah, it does. So I did Sunday gravy as the name because that's what like authentic Italians call their red sauce. And if I was going to do a restaurant, which I love that all of y'all want to do that, that's not my thing. So it would probably be back home in like North Carolina, not around the Austin area. So I took that into consideration with prices and such. Anyways, so for the appetizers, I did an arancini, which is risotto that you bread and fry with stuffed with mozzarella cheese as an appetizer for $5.99. And you'd probably serve with like 6 of those. They're fairly cheap to make. was $1.18 for the food cost. And the caprese salad with fresh mozzarella, tomato, and served with fresh sweet basil drizzled with a balsamic glaze reduction for $6.99. And stuffed mushrooms, which I actually just made over the weekend for my mom for Mother's Day. She really likes those. Stuffed mushrooms with bacon and a house seasoned stuffing that we make with a blend of some cheeses for $6.99. And for the entrees, I did a chicken Alfredo with a creamy homemade Alfredo sauce tossed with fettuccine noodles. And we serve it with a spicy chicken. And then the penne alla vodka, which is one of my wife's favorites. It's penne pasta with a creamy tomato sauce served with chicken as well. And spaghetti, the classic Sunday gravy, which is where we got the name from, made with Italian tomatoes, secret house seasoning. It's served over spaghetti noodles for $9.99. And stuffed shells, jumbo shells filled with creamy ricotta and mozzarella cheese, topped with the classic Sunday gravy for $12.99. And I just did 9 for the menu, but I tried to keep them similar for inventory purposes instead of having a bunch of different inventory, using the same red sauce and such for the pastas to make it make sense, as Chef Pablo would say, to make it work. And for dessert, I did a cheesecake. That's one of my favorites, a homemade rich creamy cheesecake with a buttery graham cracker crust for $6.99.
That's cheap.
And that for a
But,
cheesecake?
yeah, but remember, I know where you are, okay? So I understand it's not Austin prices. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. I thought that was kind of high myself, but that's good
No,
advice.
that's not high.
Okay. Well, that's plain too. I didn't put like a strawberry or raspberry topping on it. And then a strawberry gelato, refreshing gelato made with fresh local strawberries for $3.99, which I thought was super cheap, but it only cost 41 cents when
I don't care what it cost.
Okay. Well,
You gotta kind of look around to see where you are, and yeah, I care about what it costs. Don't misunderstand me on that part, but you've got to look around and see what the going rate of ice cream is or gelato is. Gelato is always more expensive, guys, than regular ice cream.
okay.
Remember-
Yeah, I was just using the costing sheet that we gave, and it came
Yeah,
up
I
to
know, I
41
understand.
cents.
No, I totally understand, but look around and see if somebody else is selling an ice cream shop or something like that. Gelato is a little bit more expensive than regular ice cream, if you're looking at it.
Okay, that's good to know.
And so, and you said you really wasn't into doing restaurant.
No, I
okay.
want to, well, I mean, maybe one day. I don't want to say I'll never own a restaurant in my life, but
Never say that. Yeah.
Right. I'm at the point where I'm still really want to learn all I can learn. So like owning something's not at the forefront of my mind. I want to try to learn a lot more before I tackle owning a restaurant. My opinion. I mean,
Yeah. No, I understand. You know, like Robert, remember Robert came on the first week and he said, I really don't think I want to own, Robert, don't you start smiling right now. But he said, I don't think I just want to go and work somewhere and do my day's job and go home. How many of you heard that the first week that Robert was on board with us? And now he's talking about a food truck. Do you know what I mean? And it's just fabulous to hear that, and so things do change, and your mind does change according to what you want to express. And
Right.
look at the menu he came up with also. You all are doing a great job. So for you as picking all these items, the items for an Italian restaurant is really, really well done. I saw some of the prices. You're right in track of what the prices should be. Have you been to that family style restaurant that's in Austin called Busco? What is it, Chef? It's an Italian
I don't
restaurant.
know, where is it located? Do you know?
Yeah, it's right on, if I'm not mistaken, I think it is on, it's on 183. and it's right near the Arboretum. It's on the other side where there's a big we used to go there for our chefs meeting all the time, chefs Christmas party.
Artie Pasto?
Oh, it's right in there. I'll find the name of it, but they sell a
Mandola.
family style Italian. And a lot of people go there because they've got big booths and stuff and more Italian oriented.
No,
Food.
James mentioned one at the Domain, I believe.
It starts with a B.
To look into.
Boca de Beppo or
That's it. That's it right there.
Boca
Have
de
you ever
Beppo.
looked at that one, Matthew?
No, I haven't. I'll have to look into it when we come back.
You're
to that
looking
one.
to it. Just it's pretty interesting, and I'm going to tell you they're packed all the
Yeah,
time.
that's
They're
right.
family oriented.
They have a family chef's table in the kitchen, right?
I mean, it's really busy.
Okay, we'll
Very
have to look into
good.
that. So you said the cheesecake was too cheap? Well,
Yeah.
all of my dessert. Okay.
Too cheap.
Okay.
But listen, how much was the cheesecake when you costed it out?
$1.21 is what I came up with.
Yeah. Remember macaron
Yeah.
versus croissant, or making some other different things, or even tiramisu costs a lot more to make than you think. Because by the time you
lot
get the
of
lady
cheese.
fingers in, you get the liquor in, you've got all that stuff to be made. You know what I mean? So every
Right.
item is really thought through. Just look and see the competition around. I know, you're not so much into the restaurant, but we never know. None of us know what we want from one year to another.
Of course.
Dreams. And the vicinity that you're going to be at, if you got another Italian restaurant down the street, what is your competition all about? You know?
Right.
What are they serving? Are you stepping it up to kind of bring another venue or another look on a classic family style Italian? So those are the things that have to be really thought through and to make it work. What are your hours? What are your hours for this function, for this place?
I'd probably be lunch and dinner. Yeah.
Lunch and dinner? So, those are the things that you criteria wise, you have to know, $6 for an afternoon it's really cheap for me for cheesecake, but maybe for lunch, it would be a great one. And then dinner, you would up the price on some of the desserts that you make.
Okay.
There may be a happy hour that you can have certain menu or appetizers that you want to sell at a certain time, and then have it raise up the price a little bit later on. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, depending on the clientele that you have that comes to the restaurant to make a difference. But I like it because a different variety. We're going from Mexican, and then we're going to authenticity of Italian. And then we're looking at so many different things of catering trucks or food trucks or whatever that we engaged in on different aspects of this whole journey that we've taken. And the cookies, we had Robert with barbecue. That's 2 people with barbecue. It's really kind of opening up a venue and a high class restaurant. I love the word luxury that Marcus used. Loved it. It's just key words that make people come back to make them feel important. How important is that? That's how we build up our clientele. That's how we express ourselves of what we want to do and how do we want to make it. And say, yay, wow. Because if somebody leaves a restaurant and says, wow, that was good, your day, you've accomplished what you've accomplished what you want your customers to say. I don't care what anybody says. You don't want to be center of attention, you do. I can argue that to the end of the world. we are people that like to be noticed in different aspects of it. Maybe not in the forerun, but in the back run, if you're standing in the back, you definitely want your name to be mentioned. Promise. To make it work. Loved it. A little bit, make sure that the figures come with me and making sure that we get everything done. Chef Cliff,
Good job.
good job. Little
Great job.
detail about the hours that we need to be to put in there. Now with Italian restaurant, you could have also said bread served with your meal. Ever thought about that? Remember how many times you come to a restaurant, Italian restaurant, and they bring you a basket of bread? I mean, staple of Italian food. They love bread and butter. You know, that's another thing that we could say that would be maybe a giveaway, or making you feel at home, a thought of making you connect with somebody that's coming in to buy Italian food. You know, those are the things that you have to really think and make it work. Another aspect, remember, if your rent is high, you have to really adjust your menu a little bit. But great options.
Thank you.
I love the chicken Alfredo, and I like the spaghetti and the stuffed shells. I think the stuffed shells, what was it, with just with cheese, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Was it-
ricotta.
Was there any meat on that? No,
No.
no. So you're really complimenting also different people that have. Remember, there's some stuff that you could probably think of gluten-free in one item on your restaurant, making sure that we pay attention to allergies. So today the world is becoming that way, to make sure that we pay attention,
Okay.
healthier. I'm not saying every menu, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying something for an option for somebody to come in and buy, because you don't want them sitting like me and not eating a lot of different things. You get what I'm saying? And I'm the odd duck, and I know I am. So if there's soup on the menu, I'm in. I'm a happy camper if there's a soup on the menu. You know, and that might be another thing. I mean, it's just different ways of interpreting what you want to do and make it work.
All right. Okay.
Right? Loved it. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it so much.
And
Okay,
who's next?
he knows, Jose.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, another
Oh.
person with these haircuts. I tell you, what else are we gonna keep doing? We're gonna have to keep cutting people's hair to
Right.
making things work.
All right. Is it desktop?
so you hit share and then it should say desktop.
Okay.
And if you're having problems, you can email it to me. Oh, you
Oh,
got it.
right there.
There you go. Okay.
He got it. Wow,
Okay.
wow. Love it.
Fancy.
I know I didn't really know what kind of menu to go for because I'm doing like a Mexican style bar, and this might be a little too fancy for it because I'm going to do like a family friendly restaurant. So the name of my restaurant is my name. This is my full name right here, but it's in initials, and I like to call it Jeg. Like let's go down to Jeg. And for the starters, we're gonna start off with some chips and salsa as a complimentary. The first thing you get sometimes, if you prefer it, which is salted corn chips served with a side of salsa, which is roasted peppers, or you could have guacamole, cheese, melted cheese, or pico de gallo. Next, we have the quesadillas. It's a our fresh house-made tortillas, which is melted with mozzarella cheese and served with a side of sour cream dip. And if you like to have it a supreme, we could add onions, tomatoes, or jalapenos in it. Now here's the thing with the wings I added. I mean, what could go wrong with wings? I mean, who doesn't like it? So we have three,
Oh,
four
wait,
styles
sorry,
of
okay, go
wings we
ahead,
like to.
sorry. Yeah, go
All
ahead.
right, it comes with 10 wings, which is buffalo, barbecue, mango habanero, or just plain with ranch and or blue cheese. And it would come with a side of celery sticks or carrots, and you can substitute those with fries. Those veggie sticks with fries for 75 cents more. Then we have the nopales, which is cactus. Now there's many ways to cook the cactus. You can have them steamed, sauteed, boiled. What I did is we like to steam it, which is a thin slice of the cactus with some onions and a little twist of lemon to give it a little flavor to it. Now these cactuses are like very moist. They're crunchy and they're kind of slimy. I don't know if y'all had cactus before, but they're kind of slimy. Now here is my entrees. Now the meats we have is fajita, al pastor, ribs, sausage, carnitas, tripas, barbacoa, and chicken breast. Uh, we started off with tacos. You can either have your choice of meat, which is set above, with either flour or corn tortillas, and you can have them topped up with onion and cilantro or lettuce and tomatoes. Um, Also, if you're wondering what tripas is, it's basically cow's intestines. They're fried. And barbacoa is also made from the head of a cow, which is shredded using the head, the cheeks, the tongue. If y'all didn't know that either.
They're all
Then
delicious.
next, yeah, they are. I don't really eat tripas, but it's mostly my dad who does. Next we have is the molcajete, which is the mortar and pestle. You know, where to grind the salsa. That's where how it usually is. But for me, I will use the molcajete, the mortar as a bowl, and that's where we have your meats. And you have you can either have three meats. So it could be like fajita, ribs, and sausage if you like, pastor, carnitas, ribs, and it will be served with a side of rice and refried beans. And it will also come with a grilled onion, jalapeno, and a cactus. Now we do have a burger as well, which is a beef burger with a choice of cheddar or American cheese with onions, tomato, lettuce, and pickles on a brioche bun served with fries. Now next is the flautas. Flautas. Most of you might call it taquitos, but I call it flautas, which is a shredded chicken rolled in corn tortillas and fried, topped up with queso fresco, which is the crumble cheese, served with rice and refried beans as well. Now for the desserts, we have the choco flan, which is a chocolate cake with flan. They're together, and they call it a magic cake because of how it is baked. Because you start off with the chocolate cake at the bottom, then you pour the flan mixture on top of it, and when you bake it, it will switch position from the flan going from the top to the bottom, and the cake going to the top. Next is the arroz con leche, which is the rice pudding. People will most of the time whenever I eat a rice pudding, rice arroz con leche will be like a pudding style, but mine will be more kind of a liquid, so almost like a soup. It is a sweet. And then we have the churros, which is like the generic kinds of desserts they have. I mean, what could go wrong? Next, for the drinks, we have the fountain drinks, which is like the sodas, Coke, Dr. Pepper, root beer. Then we have the juices for the kids, apple, orange, or lemonade. And then we have margaritas, which is kind of a renowned drink, I guess. And then we also have beers, which is like the Corona, Budweiser, Coors Light. I don't know any other beers because I don't drink. And here is the place where I like to sit it at. I live in Fresno, Texas. It's a little kind of a neighborhood, mostly the Hispanic community. And we do have a little street that would go through Fresno, which would then go to Houston. And I would like to the highway, the Rose Cup FM 521. That's where I live, and I would like to set my restaurant there, and hope to draw in the Hispanic neighborhood to come in. It's not that very far too if I would like to place it there because it's like a 5-minute drive for me. Very easy to get to, and I think that's it. Yeah.
Couple of cheap prices again.
Yeah.
As you saw, I mean, tacos at $1.50, guys.
It's $1.50 for each, but I
Say that again?
kind of thought over. They're $1.50 each, but I kind of thought over the same thing what you said to James about making it $5 or $6 or something for 3 tacos maybe.
That would be the way to do it.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
I used to work in a place in El Paso, and we had it like that, 150 like each taco, and some, excuse my language, assholes would come in and order like 42 tacos because they were drunk, and I would have to make 42 tacos in one order, and then they would just be too drunk to eat them and send them back.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of hard.
you have to really think about the workmanship or the work that you do so much that people don't really, and you know what, sometimes, as Delilah would say, people are sometimes rude and not thinking because they've drank too much. And maybe they
Yeah,
don't
but
mean
I
to
should
do that, but they, so you might make it like a trio of tacos for $5. Well, what do we say, $4.50? So let's make it a trio of tacos for $6. So you're still getting
Yes.
something out of it. Do you get what I'm saying? And not give it, and then I mean, if it breaks down to somebody says, well, my son or my daughter is here, because remember child's menu. I haven't seen too many children's menu too much on it, but you could say, yeah, I'll let you have a taco for $2. Do you get what I'm saying? Because you can't
Yeah, I
even
got
go
you.
to I don't go to Jack in the Box. I don't go to a lot of these places, but you can buy their tacos, which is somebody already has said they liked it, but you can't go to some of these places and get a taco for, I mean, you get them for 99 cents, but how are they put together? They won't be put together like yours would be, to paying attention to quality and the ingredient that you get overall to do something that is. I love the way the menu looks, being with a dark
Thank
color
you.
and coming up lighter. I like the way you pick the name. Another thing, you saying a Mexican bar and you're only ordering 2 things like margarita and
Yeah, I plan on having more than just margaritas, but
yeah, you know what I mean? So you could say, so when you use the word bar, sometimes people want to come in and have an array of bar elements on it. So remember, thinking about it's not to say that I don't want you doing it. I'm not saying that. But when people use visual pictures of a bar, they would like more than a margarita and a beer. So, and if it's okay with you, it's okay with me, but there's other people that would come to it thinking that there would be other drinks that they could buy. But you could, today even going to a cafe or someplace else, they have liquor being served there too. So, there's so many different implements of what each word means and definitions of what we can grow from one being one small to the other. So think about, I loved it. I love the concept of the menu. I think the menu looks really nicely thought through.
thank you, Chef.
And the chocolate flan and the con leches, I love that. Churros, kind of cheap again.
I love the
wouldn't sell
churro.
I wouldn't sell one churro. remember, okay, make it so it's a lot easier for you to make more money at it. Depending on, do you want the long churros or you want the short one? You could take that long one and cut them in half and sell three shorter ones instead of the big long ones. If you want to be authentic, remember, authentic usually are the long ones. Yes.
Yes.
Are you stuffing your churros?
That's another thing I thought about too. I said no for this one. It's just gonna be just the plain
Okay.
the bread and then the powdered sugar. Yeah, and
Stuff,
the sugar, cinnamon sugar.
stuffing is
But
really
yeah, a lot of
good, but
people,
it's more labor
yeah, a lot of
intensive.
people like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or like selling it with like a side of chocolate to dip in.
Yeah, this is
Then-
something I didn't think about.
Then Jose, that would be $5 with the chocolate. Do you get what I'm saying? Make a
Yeah, I
ganache
got
out of it. Ganache doesn't cost, is not so heavy like in heavy chocolate. But you Spanish people and Mexican people have such great chocolate recipes of really getting the blunt, the concept of that chocolate being heavier and so heavy flavored, because you all like intense flavor of different things that you eat. Is that true, Delilah? And so, you could even put in, you have that, what is that thing that you could put a flavor in that chocolate that would be so great and so not so sweet, a little bit more bitter of that chocolate to go with the churros. But I definitely wouldn't sell one churro for 99 cents because that labor that's going to cost you to fry that thing, you could make a lot of churros ahead of time and put them in the freezer and then you can just pull and fry. That's another way of doing it is by making it and being ready for it. Yes.
Yes, chef.
Great menu. I loved it.
All right,
Make
thank
sure you send me the cost factor. The churros, I would definitely go up on, making not being one stick for 99 cents. It would be a little bit, you could do shorter sticks and a little dip, and you could do it for $5.99 for 3 of them. So do you get what I'm saying? Remember, you're here to make money and to wow people to make it work for you. And that's what the whole goal is, to reinvent yourself and reinvent and feel comfortable of what you want to get done for what that's your job in reinventing yourself as really a chef. Yeah, you know how to cook, but you also got to sell yourself. You with trucks or food trucks or whatever you're doing, or being in a restaurant. You've got to learn and think out of the box a little bit to communicate and make the numbers work. Make the numbers work. So important. I think after going through restaurant ops, you all figured that out a little bit. Because everything sounds good, but if the numbers don't work, then it's no sense you working your butt off all this time and not producing something in return. Yep. I loved it.
This is,
No,
thank
I
you.
love that
This
you
is
said the
something I kinda-
complimentary chips and salsa. I think that's a great thing.
All right,
Because
thank you, chef.
how many of us go to a Spanish restaurant and we're waiting for that chip and salsa to come to the table? I do,
Right.
to snack on, to make it work,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying a
Yes.
lot, but that's get some eating, that's getting them drink, because you offer them a drink to go with it. They're going to buy that Mexican martini or that margarita. And once you have one, guess what? It goes down really fast when you snack, and it goes down another one. You get it?
Right.
To understand.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's the way life is. Really a good day again today. Thank you, Jose,
Yeah,
a
this is something I
lot.
plan on.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you.
Yeah, this is something. All right, thank you so much.
I appreciate
Yeah, but
it.
this is something I plan on doing the next couple of years because I plan on working for a bit before opening a restaurant so I can make a little money so I can open my
Sure.
own restaurant. But this might take a while. Yeah, this is something I could plan on doing the next 10 years maybe.
Yep.
But, yeah.
It's kind of important to have a dream, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, thank you so much. All right.
I know, I'm seeing that all of you or some of you are sending me the stuff that you did today. I will grade them today. Robert, make sure you send that to me, please. Andrew, if you're here listening to me, please.
I sent mine earlier this morning. If you
Okay.
didn't get it, I can send it again.
Why don't you send it to me again, because I have not seen it at all.
Chef, I just sent mine to both you and Chef Cliff.
I saw it. Thank you.
Come.
Robert, I got yours.
Things we need to send.
Robert,
Good job,
Robert.
everybody. Just want to tell y'all doing great.
Everybody's doing great.
Yeah, so impressed. Love it. Robert, I did get it. Okay,
Maple,
you.
come here.
but anyway, just understanding a little bit of all of our dreams and getting to know a little bit more about each other, of what we express and how we do it. So don't forget, tomorrow, Andre, Ivan, Anthony, Randall, and Mia. Tomorrow's projection.
Victoria?
I'm really looking forward to it. What else, Chef?
Nothing. Was Victoria tomorrow, or is she? Maple, stop.
Victoria. What are you talking to me?
Yeah. Is she on tomorrow?
No, she's on Thursday.
Thursday. Okay. Thank you. Cool. That's all I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, and on Thursday is Kendricks, Gary, Rainey, Nigel, Victoria, and Cecilia. Have you heard from her?
Not today,
Okay.
but I have heard from her. Yeah.
All right, well, good. So we can get all of these stuff done. I love the last 10 of them. Really kind of brought us a rude, not bringing us an awakening of what we all want to do in our life and why you're here on this journey with Escoffier and meeting Chef Cliff and meeting me. So really, some of you still have a project to do. Jonas, are you here? What day do you want to go? Wednesday or Thursday, Pumpkin? I don't have you down.
It could be either one, Chef.
Oh, you tell me
Whatever
what
we have
makes it.
time for.
No, we have time for any one of them. It doesn't matter.
All right,
Maybe.
let's do it tomorrow.
Okay, that would be absolutely wonderful. To get it, because that way we'll have 6 tomorrow and then 6 on Thursday. And we're off on Friday, guys. And you've all got your information, guys. You've done your loan things. Please make sure you get that covered. I want to make sure we touch base on that. Make sure you apply for that extra money for you all. It's another, isn't it $1,000 or $1,200 again? So you get that, and then also make sure that you find out what classes you're going to go into next. Please keep it rolling enough to have another chef be your instructor. I don't know who, I think you're going into math, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that, to make sure that you get that done. Make sure you look it up, and if you don't know where you're going, it should be coming to you in an email form to get it done. And make sure you touch base. So I sure will start missing you all next week. It's a different way of doing what we're doing. So I really appreciate it.
You gonna miss us?
No.
You're not gonna miss me.
Roro.
I'll come help you when we get back in class.
How can I forget a name like Roro?
Only you remember a name like Roro.
Yeah. You won't miss us at all, Chef Cliff or me.
I'll come see you. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry.
I'll be around.
I know, me too.
They can't get rid of me that fast and that easy. You know, but anyway, get your projects done. We're going to be closing a little bit so you can start working on your projects to make sure you deliver for us. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, James. Thank you, Jose. Thank you, Roro, Delilah. I want to make sure you gave me such great presentations today. Just a little bit, and you know, and when we open up and talk a little bit about it, it's not criticizing you guys. It's just a new adventure for you to take, and to give you some suggestions on which direction that, you know, and maybe what I said wasn't the right direction for you to go. It's okay. You know, I'm over it to the point, because we all have different ways of interpreting something. But, you know, I don't want you to work so hard and not make money. And that's why I bring up some of the subjects that I brought up of the pricing range. You know, we want you to be profitable and make it work. You know, so that's the kind of a thing that I kind of overlook. I kind of look into to make an overall assessment of your project. I've loved it. So innovative of different parts of bringing the world in and making it. James, I mean, those deviled eggs, I'm going to try it this week probably. I still haven't got, Matthew, I still haven't got to that restaurant yet to go get that coffee. I'm going to have to do, I haven't left the house, put it that way. But I need to get in the car and move, because I'm tired of my butt getting bigger from sitting down all day on a computer when I'm used to working and moving. And you all know exactly what I'm talking about, moving in a kitchen, because I don't stay still. You know, you can only mow the lawn once a week, guys. You can't mow it more than that. And so different aspects of life, we have to kind of adjust. If you're a mover or a shaker and you got to sit down a little bit and change your life a little bit, it's really difficult to make it work. All right, Randall, are you doing good? Can't wait till tomorrow. I want to hear what you're selling. It'd be great. Different ways. John, it's the same thing. I'm looking forward to it tomorrow. Huh?
Just real tired. I got a puppy last night, so I've been up all night.
Oh, did he? Did you get a new puppy?
Yeah, it's a little golden German Shepherd, golden retriever mix.
Oh, beautiful. How old?
8 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Crying all night.
Crying all, wanting its mommy. Don't shake your head. You're gonna love it.
I already know, Randy.
And the kids would love it. The kids are gonna love it.
They sleep on the floor with it right now. Yeah, we made pallets. He slept on the living room floor. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything for a puppy.
Yeah.
Yep. So I went and rescued one this week too. And so she's doing really good. I mean, she's 9 months old, but hasn't made a mistake in the house yet. First time she came in, she's been going through the doggy door. Had to kind of show her. I couldn't crawl through the doggy door. My butt's not big and small enough to go through it. But she got the other dog seeing what she was supposed to do. So we're really lucky and blessed. But we do need to rescue them, because they're really coming in all over. People don't know how to take care of them anymore, and they got to take care of themselves first. And that's the sad part. Yes.
I have a large mix of a pit bull and a Saint Bernard. I left my house one day and he's so big, he hit my locks and locked me all the way out of my own.
Really?
Dogs are
wow.
weird. I live on the 3rd floor. I rented a 60-foot ladder and climbed in. Dogs they're trapped.
Wow.
But they're fabulous. They're fabulous to love.
My poochie.
They're fabulous to have.
Oh yeah.
They make the time go by.
I have 2 of them.
Listen, guys, I just want to tell you, thank you for your effort. Chef Cliff and I both feel the same. thank you for everything that you've done. And I know we are looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. And Chef Cliff, if you have anything.
No, y'all's projects were great. Thank y'all again for showing up every day, all of y'all. I know it's hard and we all have lives, but I appreciate you showing up every day, and every day y'all show up. It's always nice. So thank you. So other than that, y'all have a good day.
Thank you.
We'll see y'all tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Now I want to eat tacos and eat some food
Well,
with all
maybe we
that
could go to
talk.
that taco place for $1.50 a piece and we could steal that price.
Seriously, man, I'm good for that.
Okay, a couple of things. On the grading that I'm going to do you want them
Hold
all on Thursday?
You can send it whenever.
Okay, because what I think will be easier for you, Chef, to put them in there is if you get them all at one time and then put them all in at one time instead of trying to backtrack.
I agree.
And then, say, which one did I do? Which one I didn't do? If you could check through the
No,
list.
I agree. Yeah.
You know what I
if you
mean? So
send-
I'm keeping a tabs on everything that I grade them on, and I'm glad Kimberly figured out that she didn't send me the cost sheet. That's why her grade was so low.
Yeah.
And but I think she finally got it to make sure. So I hope that Kendricks can get on, and Marcel can get on too, doing it. Is there anybody else that I'm missing on all these names that they're not
No.
presenting?
Do what?
Are there any more? Wait, let me count.
The Roderick, I think he's getting kicked out.